next. Let's talk more about the Woodward book and the president's comments. Senior political analyst Brit Hume is here with some thoughts. Good evening, Brit.
Hi, Brett.
So, obviously, the president pushing back hard. We've seen statements from a number of administration officials. Yet Woodward sticking by his guns, saying he interviewed more than 100 people and he has transcripts.
I don't doubt that he interviewed more than 100 people. I don't doubt that he has transcripts. The problem is, of course, this has always been true with Bob's books, going back, decades, and he's written a lot of them, and many of them have created sensations similar to the one this is creating. Is that he doesn't disclose his sources, he doesn't annotate his books, he doesn't give you a sense of who the people are to whom he spoke, and that's a permissible form of journalism. But there was a time, Brett, not too very long ago, when I was an investigative reporter, and we used to talk about you want your stories to be exclusive, but you don't want them to remain exclusive. In other words, you want them to come out and be verified, to be shown to be correct. A tremendous amount of what Bob Woodward reports is never verified. It doesn't mean it's disproven. It doesn't mean it's false. It may, much of it may be true. I'm sure it is. But it leaves us in a poor position to evaluate the work. In other words, if something is said to have occurred during a meeting, and you got people coming out and saying, I never said the things he claimed. Well, somebody must have told Bob Woodward they did, but who was that? And who else was in the meeting? And what do they remember? Well, we're not able to do that kind of checking to verify the claims that are in these books.
Some in the media say the anonymous letter or op-ed to the New York Times, other reporting, seems to show a trend in this general direction of the characterization of this White House. I
completely agree with that. I think, look, the idea that this is a volatile president with a at times volcanic temper, who is self-absorbed and harshly critical of people who cross him in some way, I think that's all solidly established and well known. What I would like to see from the people who are seizing on these accounts of chaotic decision-making and the president going off in all directions is a connection between these outbursts from the president and real policies and actions on his part that match their claims about how reckless he is. So far, I haven't seen that. Now, you could say, well, look at this episode with North Korea. He's done something nobody ever did. But that's not outside the mainstream of a policy action. It's a policy choice. It may not work out, or it may work out.
Sure, he campaigned on trade.
Right.
He's doing what he campaigned on.
He's doing what he campaigned on trade. He's reaching out to some of these foreign leaders in ways that people may find disagreeable and may not work out. But they're not crazy.
All right, Britt, as always, thanks.
You bet.